You might ask yourself, why the hell are we doing this video? Jason, why the hell are we doing this video?
Well, Luke, actually, I think that this one has a lot of nuances in it. Speaking about today's culture, social media, money, and unfortunately, I hate to use this term, but millennials in general that have kind of tricked themselves into believing that they're not job material. They're not 9-to-5 material. They don't have skills. That's just one aspect of this thing. But do you want to tell people what we're about to watch here?
I mean, holy cow. I mean, there's a loss of words for this. I mean, the title kind of reads it for itself. Instagram star is filmed sobbing over the prospects of a 9-to-5 job and insists she isn't cut out for work after her account boasting 113,000 followers was deleted for being spam. Now, as you said, there's a lot of things to uncover here other than you following her and loving this person. The separate topics that I do want to talk about here is, of course, how censorship could be manipulated, millennial problems, social aspects that, of course, should be talked about, as well as this kind of new online market economy that is bringing out the worst in people. Now, there's a lot of things to kind of laugh about here. A lot of people are laughing about this, but a lot of the things are actually here very serious and very sad, to say the least. So, show us more videos of your favorite Instagram influencer, Jason.
And just so everybody knows, although I have an Instagram account, it was created by accident while I was running my bar account. My buddy just showed it to me the other day. That's what they all say, Jason. That's what they all say. There's 0 posts on it, just so everybody knows, because I don't post to it. But it does have like 300 and something followers. When I hit 1,000 followers and somebody lets me know, I will post a picture. I don't know what it will be of, but I will post one. I follow nobody on Instagram. Let's get that straight. So here's why this story is interesting. Number one, trolls took her down. They basically reported that she was a spam account. And for that, I'm actually, hey, that could hurt us. You know, we've talked about how the social media giants have said, hey, police your comments or we'll take you down. They kind of backed off on that. But, you know, Luke and I have no control over what is said in the comments when there's literally, guys, literally thousands of comments throughout our videos daily. Go ahead, Luke.
And Jason, there's media organizations that literally want to hold users, personalities out there accountable for people that leave the comments. Literally, that's one of the talking points by the mainstream media, saying independent journalists are now responsible for the comments that people leave there. We saw YouTube ban comments yesterday during a live stream. And this again, the first aspect, the first layered aspect around this entire story is how easily the algorithms, the censorship could be manipulated with, of course, people organizing and just mass reporting someone with, of course, very little recourse to actually get in contact with Instagram or Facebook or YouTube to actually bring back the recourse of what a group of people that wants to harass or attack someone did. Now, it's still unclear. I haven't seen it. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Jason, what she did to get a whole bunch of people angry at her. But sometimes there's people who just do things for no reason at all and just like to mess with people to get reactions like this. And sadly, when they see reactions like this, it's like blood in the water for some people out there who get off on this, especially a lot of, especially because of the unfair online market economy that this is playing in.
Well, I'm going to guess, Luke, just by the little pieces of clips we're about to watch of this girl, the people that were against her are probably some internal drama she started with other Instagrammers or other people. And, you know, it's team this or team that, a brigade this, and then, you know, all these people go in and troll away. Here's my biggest issue, Luke. When we start looking at this, think about this girl's mentality. And unfortunately, man, I don't think that this mentality is that far off from your average millennial who is literally glued to this thing. I mean, 7,
yeah, Jason,
8, 9 hours a day.
I dated a girl like this. Holy cow! I'll get into that later, but it's absolutely insane what's happening with people, with a vast majority of people who want to be influencers, and just the horrendous, horrible aspects of it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, let's get right into it, and we're gonna break it down. Here's about a 40-second clip of this.
And I'm randomly just recording this to put this in the video. I am nothing without my following.
Whoa!
I am nothing without my following. And when people try to hate on me and report me, I'm literally trying to be a better person. I want to say to everybody that's been reporting me, think twice because you're ruining my life. because I make all of my money online, all of it, and I don't want to lose that. And I know people like to see me be down and be like them and be like the 90%ers, the people that work 9 to 5. That is not me. I am in LA.
Listen, right there. Be down. Be down and be like them, the 90%ers. Think about that. First of all, there's only one thing that I sympathize with her here, is that it took away her finances, okay? But when you hear what she says, I am nothing without my following. Guys, I hate to tell you, I love you all out there. If tomorrow went all away and nobody watched me online, that's fine. I've got friends and family. I've got people around me that my life is, it's important to me to be around those people. Hopefully it's important for them to be around me. I built actual human relationships. This girl seems devoid of that, and we're going to get into that also in a moment. Then she talks
hold
about...
on. Before you move into your next point, I still want to add to this because it's astonishing. It's shocking that someone actually thinks that they're nothing without this fake, manipulated, algorithm-run, technocratic bull crap that is a form of pretty much mind control. That's how severe the mind control is, where someone in this fake digital space thinks that they're nothing, thinks that they're worthless without random strangers and people following them and giving them a virtual like. Again, it's all been gamified and addicted on such a level where this is the new crack. This is the new crack that's hooking people and giving people just the total mental distortion of what life should be, living in this fake digital screen that creates... this is a mental disorder, Jason. There's no other way to describe it. This is a mental disorder, and it's filled with just absolute fakery and bullcrap, and the absolute opposite of what life should be. Sorry, go ahead to your next point.
Yeah, so then she starts going, be down like the rest of the 90%ers. So you're literally talking to your audience as if they're down because they work a 9 to 5. Hate to tell you, but it's more than 90% of the people out there that actually work, that aren't just on social services and feeding off the government, that work 9 to 5s. It's quite a few of us. It's the vast majority, okay? It's more around 95%. And then even those other people that work, supposedly less, they're usually workaholics. They enjoy their job so much that they're the people like the Bezoses of the world and the Bransons of the world, the Musks. They work even more than that. So there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with working a 9 to 5 or a regular job. That really bothered me, and that is a mental illness, in my opinion, Luke. Let's jump ahead here and into another really telling clip.
Life. I am nothing. I was a prostitute, for God's sakes. I was a prostitute. I stripped every single day. I don't even do that shit anymore because I make all of my money online. I don't want to go back to that life. From the bottom of my heart, it sucks.
I'm going to pause it right there, and we're going to play a little bit more of this segment. But I'll say this. At least she's being honest here, that it sucks. That's about the only real honest part that she's saying. Well, I mean, there's a lot of honesty admitting you've sold your body, that you're a stripper. A lot of people in the sex industry will try to draw a distinction. And I'm not saying that every stripper is a prostitute, by the way. I'm saying it happens a lot more than you think, or it's advertised in the sex industry.
And is it that much different with what's happening on the online economy, Jason?
No, but that's the other thing. She's now... And I understand what she's saying here, because it's probably a lot easier to just take some pictures that are of a much less sexual nature a few times a day. Let's say she has to do that 20 times a day. I'm sure that's a lot less grueling than being up on a pole even an hour a night. And then
but Jason, that's not where the money comes from.
Well, again, yeah, exactly. More what happens
where does the money come
hour.
from a lot of these girls, right? They either just do pornography and sell the videos, or sell photos to individuals who hit them up in the DMs, or they go to sugar daddies. Sometimes there's horror stories, a lot of them coming from Saudi Arabians just purchasing a lot of Instagram e-thoughts and just defecating on them. That's a big popular thing over there in the Middle East. There's also product placement, which is, again, just a bottom on the rail things, rarely happens, but it's mostly a lot of the things just happen in the DM with supposedly modeling gigs and all that. And it's a whole new marketplace where literally girls are just going on Tinder, putting their Instagram out there and saying, well, if you want to talk to me, you got to give me $5 first. Maybe I'll go on the date with you if you give me $100. It's the new online kind of market economy that has really shifted a lot of different things. And I remember dating one kind of Instagram influencer, and it just totally reminds me of this. I mean, this person had plastic surgery. This person used Photoshop in most of her photos, and she would lie to men. She would hit them up to try to be more popular, try to look single. And I'm like, this is the absolute opposite of whatever I wanted in a partner, in a mate. Sure, you look great. Sure, we have a connection on this level, but what you're doing is just absolutely wrong. And that's ultimately what led us to kind of split up, because of the kind of bigger moral, virtuous implications here that are, in my opinion, not only just fake, but wrong on different levels. Now, if people want to do anything privately, and I have high regards for the state staying out of sex work and private industry. It is not easy work, to say the least. And what she describes before is not a surprise, and it's more sad than anything, Jason.
Yeah, again, though, pretty on the outside, ugly on the inside. Only you can turn yourself around on the inside. So let's play a little bit more of this clip, and then there's one more section that I think is really important.
And the people that are laughing at this, wanting me to get my account deleted, imagine if you were in my shoes. I was abandoned from my family. I've been backstabbed from everybody I know. Except for maybe 2 people. 3 people in my life. 3 people in my life that's not backstabbed me yet.
All right, so now you look at that. Abandoned by my family. Now, not everybody's family's great. But then you're putting yourself in situations where you literally think the world is against you. And everybody has backstabbed you. Now 2 people haven't. Now 3 people. I'm sure if she thought about it, it'd be a lot more than that. And then later on, the last clip we're going to play, she basically just outright says, I get in fights. I can't get along with people. It sounds to me like, Luke, if she wants to change, people doxing her account or whatever and trying to get it removed, if she wants to change people backstabbing her, it's on her first. You have to change your attitude. You have to change your surroundings. You have to change your inner and outer circles.
Yeah, it sounds more like a you problem. Let's keep playing the clip here.
Yeah, you got it, buddy. Hold on.
Work at McDonald's before I did YouTube, Instagram, before I had 100,000 followers, before I had everything in my life. I was a loser. Like, working at McDonald's. Not saying there's anything wrong with people working at McDonald's, because I worked there, but I don't want to go back to that life.
Let me just stop it there. She calls herself a loser for working at McDonald's. Basically, he says anybody that works at McDonald's is a loser, but then again, wait, maybe not because I work there. Not because you're not a loser, not because that working at McDonald's doesn't bring any shame, which, by the way, guys, hope you know that, you can work anywhere, work your way up and become something. No one's going to crap on you for working hard at any place other than a person like that who doesn't understand what hard work is. Go ahead.
It's such a pretentious attitude, and a lot of these people are so unhappy that when I look at people who do blue-collar jobs, they're a lot happier than the social deranged people who are borderline narcissists, but also face the highest rate of depression and anxiety disorder, directly correlated with how much they use this device. There's a direct correlation with depression, with anxiety, and she's talking about being above that life. Some people who work blue collar jobs are a lot happier. Jason, I don't know about you. We worked a lot of blue collar jobs. I mean, I did everything. I did building management. I was a security guard. I did door-to-door sales. I was working at Subways. I did construction. I was a contractor before. I did personal training. I worked at female department stores. I did so many different things a part of my life. My happiness overall in my life hasn't really increased or decreased with what I'm doing here, because it's ultimately dependent on you as an individual. And again, you are not your followers. You are a human being, and you determine your own life. This is an important message. Share this with the fellow millennials out there. Share this with this woman. There's beautiful things inside of all of us, and it's about you deciding how you want to live that life. You wanted to say something. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, I just want to kind of close it out in this last segment we're going to play, because it's important, because on top of everything you just said, she basically says she's not cut out to work and that she can't do a 9 to 5. She has no skills and she never will. Well, I got news for you. Beauty on the outside does not last forever. and it lasts for a much shorter period of time on average for females. You know, a lot of females get into their 30s or 40s, and they're just not sexually desirable anymore.
And once they take that makeup off and you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, who the hell are you?
So how viable is, I mean, when you say you will never be able to do something, girl, you better make out a plan. Let's continue.
I'm perfectly happy where I'm at, and I have no job qualifications. I could never work a normal job. I'm worthless. I bring nothing to the table.
Nothing to the table.
Zero. I bring nothing to the fucking table when it comes to that. I always get in fights with people. I always get kicked out of places. Like, I'm not work material. I will never be work material. So
I will never be work material. Think about that. Think about that message to anybody. Guys, I just want to know, let everybody know, discipline and work, that's what really sets you free. You decide the direction those things go in, and you may have to do things you don't like, but I guarantee you, you will be a lot more happy and satisfied when you achieve goals and step up in those realms, other than just pissing and moaning and crying and blaming others for your problems.
Yep, this is the mentality that the social engineers want you to have. They want you to feel worthless without their addicting mental crack device that they try to hook you on. They hooked her hook, line, and sinker. She's not worthless. She's another human being. She has a lot of potential. You know, she has a lot of, you know, what people may call physical beauty, but inside of that, you need to understand you got to make something of yourself in this life and can't depend on other people to do everything else for you, or to like you, or to promote you, or to push you, or to do everything else. You're here on your own a lot of the times. Life is harsh. Life is not easy. Sometimes a group of trolls will come and try to mess with you. There's some people that will attack you for no reason, but guess what? You can't just always blame the things on the outside. It's time you start looking in. Time you start taking responsibility. That's why a huge talking point whenever I've been, you know, throughout my career is always like, hey, if we can't fix ourselves, we can't fix the world. And it starts with you as an individual. Jason, I don't know if you have anything else to say on this, but do you want to end it?
Yeah, folks, we are doing 4 videos a day, 1 on the main, 3 on the backup. Make sure you are subscribed to both Pulse Change and We Are Change. Ring that bell so you get notifications. Hit the thumbs up. It helps so much. Get in the conversation in the comments, too. If you like the stories, let us know. If you don't like the stories, let us know as well. But most importantly, get out there and be the change you want to see in the world.